A boy is watching another boy having his gold and shiny heart knocked out of his hand by a scolding loved one. Now he is watching another boy have his gold and shiny heart trod underfoot by a bigger boy with splinters of gold in his fists. Now he is watching his own gold and shiny heart laughed at by girls who've already had more to put up with than he. Now he is placing under shades of green his own gold and shiny heart in a secret place in the garden, comes away feeling only numb. Now and then he is visiting his own gold and shiny heart where he left it, under worms, glowing through the spiderwebs, till the house is sold and his own gold and shiny heart is left unpacked in the garden with the bones of the buried pets. Now he is walking through the town and sometimes he steals a kiss from a girl, takes a small boy to task. Now he is working in town and his father is coming home drunk, coughing in his lungs. Now he is drinking in the town and his own wife is clutching at her side, spilling waters on the rug. Now he is by the canal and his own gold cannot pay for the roof above, the water and the sparks within. Now he is on his own and his own gold and his own troubles and his own and his own. Now he is looking at a boy and his own gold and shiny face and beating gaze, looking at his dad. Wanna play? There is a boy watching a boy, and his own gold and shining heart is breaking. Careful with your hands, don't drop it, keep it safe. That one's called Heart. See something there, the generational between father and son, which is carried over into this second poem called The Overlap. Walk with me to the hilltop, father. Will you come? There's so much to see. I will walk with you as far as I may, my son, though I am no longer as free as you. I want him to mend, my father. I want his hurts gone. I want him to know me new. I want him safe, my son, my child. I want him golden. I want him with 2 feet of his own, whole. Why do you not understand, father? This world, so much is wrong. I'm frightened. Hold me. My arms are full, my son. I want to drop it all, take back my boy. It has been too long. Time, do not prevent me. Is this really the place that you end, father? No further. I shall miss you. How each of us is alone. This is where you go on, my son. We each have only so many steps, so much to see, and you have grown. The Overlap. I find it one of the hardest things to write about, being a dad and being a son. Come to that. It's almost like too immense to fit into words. Still try, give it a go. This one touches on it. It was a bit easier because essentially it was writing down a dream that I had last year, I think it was. Very vivid. And of course, all the elements of that dream are perhaps reflections of me. So this is called Dream. The child in my dream was wanting to give to his father the gift he'd prepared. The father was tall and talking to other men, well above the child at his knee. The moment was passing. The child was crying. I was screaming, "He wants to give you his present. It's his present giving time. Why won't you?" I was myself screaming. I was the child crying. I was the father. The only real thing here is the absolute purity of a gift waiting to be received. In my own relationship with my dad, I came to a realization at some point that we almost have two fathers. Our actual, real, solid flesh and blood father, and then the father that we wished we had or that we felt we needed as we were growing up. And when I saw those as two separate things, things started to mend. And I always figured that he's not going to be the dad that I needed him to be, but he's the dad I had. Perhaps with three fathers, perhaps we are each our own father as well. And in later life, as I get to look more like he looked when I knew him, I begin to see links and overlaps between us. And I've written this one called Heredity. Heredity. Now I see my father in my face, in our eyes, wide apart. And now I see my father in my brow, blood in the temple, beating in, and our hair in retreat. Now I see my father in my mouth, lips failing to form the sound sometimes. Now I see my father in my stare, held still while the world turns around. And now I see my father in my fingers, dripping ink, burning like a cigarette and dropping ash, key tapping. And I see my father in my selfishness, all others left behind, headstrong to find the missing piece, finding that I know this, that I see my dad in my loneliness. I recognize now how lonely a man he was. But there was one time when I opened up my feelings to him, and it was unusual for us. Whereas with my own son, sons are far more open in their feelings. And I wrote this very short one to finish, to reflect that. And the title of it is, I Love You, Dad. I said it once, and I know he heard, because his eyes lit and his body shook, as if all the strokes had come undone and he was a whole man again. You have said it countless times, a whole man. This is to let you know I heard, and for me it is as if I were a child, fresh in the rain-glistened sun.